Oh, sorry. I stream crashed. Wasn't really aware of it. I was about to play some Asphalt 8 real quick. Forgot I had my Centenario keys ready, R&D wise. I'm stuck on the first task. It's less expensive to pay that one key at 51 tokens, as opposed to wasting the key to try to get it, because the key is like 80 something tokens. So it's worth it. I'm saving points at this point. Saving keys, saving points. Because I feel like because I know I'm gonna end up buying keys later on in the week in order to get this vehicle. Oh, no fucking way. I forgot this was a no crash event. Should have saved those keys, the tokens. Oh, not good. What? Couldn't control it near the end. Just kept losing control. I don't know if it's the lag, but that's annoying. This thing's way too laggy. out of my life. These stupid pedophiles keep fucking crashing everything. So stupid. Even worse when stupid pedophiles have the audacity to try to say anything. To even say anything. It's bad. Damn it. Yo. Yo. Well, my character jumps so much further with this outfit. So crazy. The aesthetics that they added. It's kind of.
It jumps farther with that outfit?
Yeah, it jumps. It's smoother and higher, like more fluid.
No way.
Yeah, it runs like way cleaner. It occasionally does this. Like whenever I get like different outfits, like the free outfits, you'll like it's easy to notice this stuff. Like when they gave us that like paraglider set, whenever you'd put like the headpiece to that, it would like kind of alter your camera so it's more scrunched in, almost like when you go into first person perspective, it has that like extra angled view. It would do the same thing, just from wearing the helmet. I mean, I think it's kind of dope. Go snowboarding. Get a few easy kills at the beginning. If not, Pochinki or Primorsk or Georgia. Actually, that's way far. It's way far. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, I just figure either a hotspot or something mellow.
I bet I do better with a mellow start.
Yeah, same here usually.
If I'm with the right people, I can outdrop well, but it depends on the people, really.
Yeah, definitely.
I can read, like, with other people, I can read when they're going to be pushing and not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Try to play it cautiously.
Yeah. See what landed near this? I was just stole. Don't see anything.
Yeah, that's what I figured it was going to be. Probably get like one or two stragglers, if anything.
My buddy played duos against squads here the other day. We had 2 squad wipes in like a minute.
Oh, no way, that's cool.
That's the best I've done so far.
That's dope.
We don't do it very often because we like to keep our tier and rating and stuff, but we did that day.
Yeah, I did the same thing yesterday. I was doing duo spots with.
Landing late. Oh, whole squad landing late.
Oh, no way. That's cool. Oh, yeah, dude, that's way late. Yeah,
Bunch of what?
I was actually playing a bunch of duo squads yesterday. It was actually fun. Ran amok,
It is fun.
got a few top 10 finishes. Actually, I was playing squads yesterday, and I wiped the whole squad with like a quarter HP with an AKM
Nice.
as they were trying to kill my knocked teammate. It was so funny.
I feel bad. In a good way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, it was enjoyable. I had it on stream, but somehow my stream crashed and didn't pick up that whole segment or erased just that segment. So it made me a little bitter, to say the least. Because it was like 4 kills, but like the whole squad tried bum rushing me. Oh, no way. If you can, crawl off to where they won't see you.
It's right in front of me behind the street.
Oh, on the street? Yeah, I figured.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh, I had so much stuff. Car 98 on the road down here.
Alright, I'm gonna thirst this guy real quick. Not trying to die just yet. Any more, or was that all of them? Just 3 of them?
I think that was it.
Alright. I took the bag out of that box. Do you want it? It was a level 3 bag.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I already have a level 3 bag.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That makes sense as to why I was still there.
Looking for an import.
Nice. Oh, worst part to that squad wipe yesterday, I actually got wiped by like some kid, or got killed by some kid that totally looked like a bot. I figured it was a bot, so I like took it kind of lightly. I shot at him once. Yeah, dude, it was such garbage. I like cried inside, to be honest. I was raging out for a bit. Cuz the kid seriously walks through the door, shoots at me once, and it's a shotgun and doesn't do much damage. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, this guy's a bot." And he looks like a bot. He like has a whole like the whole jacket, everything looking like a bot. All of a sudden he shoots me one more time and I'm dead. Like just murked, just like demolished. The kid just out of nowhere like teleports basically through the wall and shoots me and I died. I was just like, "No way, dude." Adding insult to injury.
I'm playing with a few kids that are less than 15 years old that are really good.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had a few kids like that.
One of them is 8.
Oh, no way.
I'm not hesitate to say he's one of the best.
That's crazy.
On iPad, he's really good. I seen him melt to me and the other 2 teammates died. He did like 2 squad bucks with an M16 with iron sights.
Oh, no way.
He does play on an iPad though, so he can spot things better.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm playing on an iPad.
He is. I'm probably breaking up.
Yeah, you broke up right now. What was that?
I said, I don't even know exactly what I said. God dang.
You're like lagging heavily.
I can hear my echo.
Yeah, it's like
That's
heavy lag. I had some 8-year-old kid on my friends list for a while. That was really good. I don't know why I erased him. I think it's because I went through a rage out moment. I erased everyone again. But yeah, that little kid was good. It was shocking actually. He was getting more kills than me for a while. And I know it wasn't just bots. Oh no way.
They are good though.
Okay, that makes sense.
They don't reach the top 5 or 10 like as much as we do, I would say.
Yeah.
But their KD is probably insane. I'm not looking into it really.
That makes sense.
I'm in to win it.
Yeah, same here.
I don't like hot drops.
I kind of like hot drops or hotspots and whatnot, but they're just they're too challenging lately. It's just too much lag on the other side. Like, I'll run up on a 4-shot like lead to die to 1 shot. That's not even a headshot. So I mean, I don't deal with hotspots anymore for that reason. It got too annoying.
On like duos or something. But I don't do it on squads.
Oh, okay. That's smart. I only do it if I have a good squad.
I'm not gonna lie, I do it sometimes. I always regret it.
Yeah, I did it yesterday. Lost like 30 points. Yeah, I lost actually all day yesterday. Every time I would drop in at a hotspot, I would lose points. I'd gain points and then I'd lose points. So it was just complete garbage. Yeah, you guys can just go scout ahead. Yeah, I'll just take the boat to the zone. Just avoid death. I'm not losing any HP right now. Yeah, she's already in. She's about to be in. Oh, where it glitches and lands you upside down out of nowhere? Yeah. Like it'll land upside down and explode, or you just like take extreme fall damage randomly. Yeah, I've done it a lot. Yeah, I made the joke last time of my life in a nutshell. As I'm like dying, as I flip, or as I'm making it into the zone, and I flip over and I just died. Like it was so epic. One solid tumble. Like, here you go, bro. Yeah. Highly doubt that's gonna happen. They make so much money that they don't even bother fixing any of the glitches for that reason.
Enemy spotted. For real this time. I have supplies. Wait, never mind.
Nope. These new airdrops are annoying. Level 3 helmet.
They don't render very far out.
Yeah, it's so lame. Even like close range sometimes they won't even render. If you don't see the smoke, it doesn't render it sometimes. It's so dumb.
Map away.
Yeah, I've had it to where I've chased the airdrop all the way through and the smoke like will disappear and I get there and I have to spend like 10 minutes just trying to find the box like within a 10-meter range. It feels like so savage. You guys trying to go to a spot and kill people or just camp it out and wait it out? Oh, that was epic.
Let's go to this one out on the right, on this little peninsula.
All right.
I guess.
I have supplies. Wait, never mind.
That was kind of fun.
Everybody be ready for company, just in case someone wants to pull in here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, we're in a pretty safe spot. Stacy took off to the bridge, and there's two groups that just crossed.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to start shooting. I thought she was like right there in front of them.
I'm lagging way too much.
For sure. We should basically do the same thing, but I don't think I will. I'm gonna drop this down to smooth. Still 100%. Dude, I'm dropping my brightness early on. Stoked, bro. Ribbit. Water my my shadows back, so I just returned that back on. What am I missing? Oh, thanks for the follow. Basically. That's what it looks like too with this rat mask. Right as you said it, it made me think of that. Just got some facial surgery. Character looks so prime. I just murked these two kids with one clip. That was so accidental. That was so dope. Oh my goodness. Kid tried lighting me up and only got lit. Yeah, dude, that was so funny. That was the best clap of my life. I'm still laughing. Like, that was so epic. I got so scared too that I was just shooting frantically. I just see me light the kid up. I missed like 3 shots and I'm like, oh no, this kid's gonna kill me. And I just like snap back to him and I light him up. I was just like 2 shots dead. That was so epic. I can't stop myself from laughing over that. That was so dope. Oh man, I hope I can clip that segment. Oh, well, I see it. I'm still so bitter that I couldn't get that clip yesterday or 2 days ago when I clapped that whole team trying to revive my teammate. AKM, my AKM love, I guess, but yeah. AKM has less glitches than the M762 and the M4 and basically all the other. Yeah, dude, that'd be so dope. Just nothing but claps all day. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it has less glitches than all the other weapons in the game, in my opinion. Just because it shoots so slow and whatnot, it's more consistent to the frame rate and fire rate, or frame rate and refresh rate of devices. But I've gotten so many lead shots against people and just end up dead due to like the lamest reality. There's a bunch of kits and 5.56 in those boxes if you want it. Yeah, recoil. Right here. It's like 300 rounds of 5.56, 400 probably. Not to mention med kits. Some painkillers if you want them. I forgot about first aid kits. Yeah, it's the only way to actually stream on mobile devices. After they got rid of Mixer Create, actually, it was Mob Crush, and after they got rid of Omelet Arcade, now it's a paid feature for Omelet Arcade since they have like an inner community that's kind of based off of networking and whatnot. So they made it a paid setup. But yeah, it's like the only way to stream to Mixer and all these others through mobile devices. The farm? Alright, that's cool. I'll head for the hills. Give us a good chance against anyone. It's my favorite, to be honest. The name alone is like kind of epic. For a while, I was gonna say they were like kind of the best. Omelet Arcade kind of has slightly better connections. They like boost your device, or not boost your device, but they like boost your connection, so you don't lose as much MS when you're streaming. Unless I'm on data, I usually don't mind. I mean, yeah, when I'm on data, I kind of mind because that's when it actually throws me off. But when I'm on Wi-Fi using it, it doesn't throw me off enough, so I kind of don't like it either way. Well, hold up. Should I drive up on these guys? Actually, I'm just gonna snipe.
No, don't drive up.
Yeah, I know, right? I was about to. Behind the tree. Oh, one solid headshot.
Oh, yes, someone got bolt action.
This guy's getting lucky.
We were the time.
Yeah, the guy in the building has the bolt action. Just watch out for him. I'm gonna wrap around to the far side.
Headshot.
Nice shot. Yo, start running into the zone. Actually, here, I'm gonna pick you guys up.
Don't worry about it. Alright, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm already here. Sorry. Figure it's less stress. I don't want to lose teammates. They're all overly conglomerated. I'm regulated by the government a lot. I'm the original. I'm the person that developed and basically developed and devised and did everything live streaming. All connections, everything was based off of my. It's technically my work. I got plagiarized. So I mean, I tend to be restricted. And they're usually Twitch is a bunch of plagiarists. Twitch plagiarized my work, so what they do is they basically just target the people that are spreading their propaganda. That's 90% of what it is. Actually, Twitch is more of people that were in the market at the same time, but they plagiarized my work regardless. All the layouts, everything that you see in use by the US and all other world markets, that's all my work. All the layouts, all the concepts, everything, the creativity. I just didn't have the money to launch everything right away. Sorry guys, I was healing. I'm trying. Oh, whoa. No way. I didn't even see Sharpshooter had died. Had been knocked. This sucks. All while I was busy healing. Fucking bull. So sorry about that. He even rage quit. How'd this faggot see me straight through the fucking window? She's supposedly she's had sex and everything on stream, so that's how she became famous. They just covered it up, so I would say she's probably one of those high ups. Oh, watch your head. This guy's right there. You might want to move back and forth a bit. He's running up on the right hand side. He's at the Jeep right now. I'm gonna post up real quick. Hold on, be right there. Or actually, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I noticed. I was gonna try to run to Stacy real quick. Here, stay right there where you're at. Oh, it's not allowed. They just covered it up. They kept their mouth shut. They paid off a bunch of people. It was supposedly a bunch of shit like that. Like, they've done it a few times with a few other female streamers. That's how they make them famous. The more they're able to keep their mouth shut about the stuff that they do. It was shocking, threw me off, but it made sense because, all right, so when I was developing all the live streaming layouts and everything, I also figured augmented reality systems because I was trying to market this out to more than just like the general public. I was trying to market it out to schools. Yeah, there's a guy right here, right behind the building. Got him. I got him. Yeah, but the U.S. hasn't really cared about the whole world's rights or anyone's rights anymore. So, I mean, it's kind of like what they've been pushing. Like, as shocking as it sounds. and it's not hearsay. The second I get information like this, I get it from viable NSA type sources and guys that have basically joined these these companies. And oh, no fucking way, I got stuck on the door jam. There's two right up here. Throw a grenade right by my body. Throw a grenade right at my body. Or not. Keep keep shooting. Shoot him. Shoot him. No. GG. I went to snap at him and I missed like one or two shots and it just like ruined everything. So almost makes me wonder if they're hacking because it threw off my buttons. My buttons were responding. So that lag, dude. 999 damage. Talk about being bitter, but yeah, triple S rating. Dude, that's what I heard from a good few viable sources. It was her and a few other females have done it in the past. So I mean, that's kind of how they keep their mouth shut over it. It's a U.S. thing. Don't spread the word and don't spread it. But until I get it I mean, not even verified. I really don't even care for it. But I really wouldn't even want to see it either. She was hot to the point where I wanted to be with her, where I would have been with her, not like dealt with this garbage as like information that drops by. Which I'll say was just the bird from now on. But I mean, I've had some very viable resources in the hacking community. Yeah, that's my point. How do you think she suddenly became famous? And it was just a sudden drop with a group of like a bunch of people. Um, the reason what's his name, PewDiePie, became heavily famous is because that was propaganda. Also, that was with them covering up for whatever network had plagiarized my work. What's the other one? Ninja basically only became famous because I was heavily pro at Halo SWAT. Even though he was pro at Halo, he was never really he's never, even till this day, he's not really anything big. He's not really anything. It's all just plagiarist companies and whatnot. So they just what's it called? They advertise their stuff in different formats and at during different mediums, at different locations, venues. I was trying to remember the word for that. For that relay, but different venues and whatnot. They say a lot of lame stuff. It was propaganda. It's U.S. propaganda. That's why they did the whole war against India. U.S. propaganda versus India's attempt at releasing information passively. Like India, the way that some of these countries, actually not India, but the way some of these third world countries do it is they'll release information, but they try to do it like yeah, they try to do it like behind your back. Like they try to do it without you being aware of it type setup. But this is all information I heard. I didn't care for it. I didn't really care for it, but I mean, with how much I got plagiarized, that's the only reason I actually found it to be like information that I actually dealt with. Um, the latest of all my work that's been plagiarized is the actually like I dealt with all this work is basically for my one streaming service that I was gonna launch as Infinity Stream. Um, I was going to launch as Infinity Stream, and I was just, oh, here's the latest person that plagiarized me, Marshmallow. All right, so my whole stage persona is face. I was basically going to be covered behind a mask. Basically a mask more with a similar shape of like, basic similar format to some of these, but without the draw. I mean, in this case, in some of them, they would be drawn. In the main design for my mask that I wanted to use was the new bending screens that they have. So I wanted to do a bunch of 3D like space effects to where you're falling into space just by looking at the mask whenever I'm in front of you and it's a screen or whatever, it's a monitor. So I was doing EDM music, electronic dance music. I was really heavily into it. I wasn't really so much doing so much. I was brainstorming how I would do my beats, what I was basically incorporating into the overall orchestra, or overall, or dang it, overall pace and concept and whatnot, whatever. I don't know why I said orchestra. Overall, like overall, every voice, every sound, whatever. But whatever. Either way, that's how they. It's all marketing and advertising. So oh yeah, so I was coming up in the EDM world. I was trying to make dub. I was in the process of creating dubstep, drum and bass, but drum and guitar, more heavily drum and guitar inspired dubstep. And I'd contacted like a bunch of or not a bunch of record companies, but this is like prior to Marshmello becoming big. I had contacted a few record companies to try to get them to leak me some information, some music, or not leak me music, but to leak me like no, not leak me, but to for me to have the licensing rights basically, to use some of these sounds and whatnot. And a few months later, like a year later, they released Marshmello, and he was supposedly like so my stage persona, or sorry, how I was releasing my stage persona too, I was gonna come out in the industry as a director, actually as a producer slash old school type of directing for my movies, and that's how I was gonna release my real name, and then no one would know my stage persona and whatnot. And a year later, they released Marshmello, and he was supposedly a musician or like a regular singer, and then supposedly just kind of jumped over or claimed to have jumped over. But I mean, this is all during that whole propaganda stage, all those pedophiles plagiarizing my work, raping a bunch of underage females, and them trying to cover it up through the systems. Twitch was part of these groups. Like, Twitch has heavy involvement with half of these pedophiles. um yeah, like they, dude, my latest I reverse engineered a UFO back in like 2010 or something. I was just like really, really half asleep watching a movie. Got a bunch of questions in my head. How's this fly? How's this work? You know, they started provoking me. That was like in 2008, actually. Got provoked into like the concepts and the mix and how to actually digress this technology to see how it works and operates. Did all of that, and then all of a sudden I got the dream like a few years later. But this is all pertaining to it. Like everything that Disney released and everything like that, like the whole Mandalorian series, that was all due to my work. I was trying to release a space bioepic and whatnot. And it wasn't really even in competition. It was actually just to shut down all the plagiarists, because George Lucas and them and all of them supposedly got into the whole Star Wars series concept and everything off of plagiarizing work and claiming to be other people. That's how they got their mindsets into these dream states. But that's supposedly how they became the storytellers of the world that existed, of Jedi Knights and the Republic. That's why he's just the storyteller, technically the plagiarist that claimed other and just tried taking a different viewpoint. Opposed to it being told from the viewpoint of the person that got violated by all these people, it's told from the viewpoint of the fat pedophile that roamed around and lied for a bunch of pedophiles, and is now considered a pedophile for lying for a bunch of pedophiles. So that's that worldview, world standard. So I mean, that's how it goes. World courts, and that's just what they're labeled as. Um, so I mean, it's kind of the work that they do. Microsoft Azure, that's another company that came out as I was trying to launch Infinity Stream with my Infinity Blue as my main color. But whatever, either way, they released that Azure shade of blue, or what it shade? Sorry, a tone of blue. So I've gotten into the scientific standards of all this stuff, and I got 90% of this 90% of that stuff like through like dream states and doing like very minimal work, and then dream states solidified concepts that just progressed. But yeah, I was using all that for Infinity Stream. Not to chew everyone's ears off, I'm just taking a quick little like 5 minute breather after that last horrendous match and me dying so abruptly to like the worst luck. and no wanting to listen about throwing a grenade. At least that was a solid 22-point gain. I don't see how they do it to me so often with only 6 kills. Dude, my tier overview, I lost like 10,000 spots since yesterday. Because this grind is so heavy. I'm not as worried about my top 10% percentage this season. And I went for more of a win ratio. So it's starting to reflect. And I went for more of a KD also, and it's starting to reflect. My most kills 13, that clutch win. Dude, went on to clutch a match after my teammate died in like the top 50. Oh, US is hiding a lot from the world. All right, so here's another thing that I got into. After I reverse engineered that UFO, I basically reverse engineered it to just create a power source. Since the movement and everything of the UFO, or the types of movements and the movements it could produce, were the fastest I could basically, not the fastest, but they're really the concept, whatever. I used the concept and got into force fields and whatnot due to this UFO and being able to manipulate electricity and knowing about the different frequencies, different pinions, different lock brackets, or not lock brackets, but lock positions, lock pinions, not lock pinions, but different pinions and whatnot to distribute the electricity, force fields. Yeah, I was curious about it too, and they started playing a bunch of stuff through my systems, and they basically, I got the initiation type rights and everything from them. I just don't think that's really possible. I mean, it's not so much that I don't think it's possible. I just know it's not likely that I'll get any of this done anytime soon. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I mean, they're hiding a lot. The U.S. hides a lot. I woke up a few days after, or a few months, like a few years after I'd stressed out about all this reverse engineered information and everything. I was developing kinetic energy suits and whatnot, and it was just it was just a personal personal hobby slash personal way to try to make it out. Um, so it was kind of funny that it happened, and but either way, I woke up one day, was looking straight up at the sky, and it looked like, I'm not too sure if you've ever played Borderlands 2 or any of those, but in Borderlands 2 they have a section where you basically go into Sanctuary, a city called Sanctuary, and man, this is so lame. And it's protected by a force field or whatnot, but either way, that's basically what it looked like we were in. I was thinking we were in like an old like 90s movie, where they like watch this guy from like, where they're watching every step this guy makes throughout his life. I think it's like I think it's a Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show or something. But it's basically what it's based off of. I highly doubt World War III is ever gonna happen. The U.S. would get bombed indefinitely, and that's just basically all it is. The U.S. is just a bunch of pedophiles protecting a bunch of pedophiles and using my image as like a cover up. So I mean, it's kind of lame. Oh man, I hate raging out. I totally told myself I was gonna stop saying bad words. Totally didn't happen. I wouldn't so much say weird, but yeah, outlandishly stupid to be using type technology. Oh, have you seen that new movie? Or not new, but like recent movie? Oh, dude, what was it? It's like something about the Egyptian gods. Crap, I'm trying to think of what it was. It was a garbagey movie, like completely garbage. But they threw out one concept at me that I remembered. Oh, whoa! I went to the wrong spot. I feel so dumb. No, it was a movie. It's a movie about yeah, I'm so dead. Trying to remember what it is. Oh, I am so mad. I have 30 seconds to make it up there. Oh man, Bermuda 3. What's that? That I don't know what that is. Oh, this guy already got killed. So not cool. I noticed it was a duo squad after that guy left, but figured I'd have a way higher chance of surviving. Or I mean, not winning with this duo. Oh, you mean the Bermuda Triangle? Out in the middle of the ocean? Or is there like a state where the same. Yeah. Yeah, I know where the Bermuda Triangle is. That's supposedly an. Alright, so here's the thing, the scientific concepts that are possible and realistic about the Bermuda Triangle. It's an electric disturbance, an electric field slash disturbance. So it's possible that there's like a hypertunnel that sends them from one point of the earth to another point of the earth. And I mean, like, by hypertunnel, I mean like a. What's the best way to put this one? Like a port. Huh. There's a way to create like a zero G chamber and whatnot in like a hyperspace type vacuum. I'm trying to remember what they do. It's whatever. They've spoken about this. I watched some show last time where I figured this one out. But it's happened before. It's like you fly into a zone and it's encased in like electricity, so the physics is off completely. So instead of normally you'd be traveling like 30-40 miles per hour, but in this case you're going at such a you're unaffected by gravity and everything in the area, so you're technically traveling at like 500-600 miles per hour. So it's like a hyper tunnel, but that's that's possibly one of the best like explanations I ever heard for it, to hide all the realities. Yeah, that's what they try saying. They've lost so many ships, planes, like shipping containers, planes, warplanes, like civilian, military. They've lost a lot down into the Bermuda Triangle. But I mean, we as the public won't really get any of the actual information or like solidified facts to that stuff, in my opinion. Kind of know how this stuff works. Similar, it could be a rip in the space time continuum that drops them into one, what's it called, one dimension to another. But dimensions are also just a fallacy of the brain. It's just a concept that's never. It's just a what's it called, a conceptual, a fictionalized concept opposed to a non-fiction type concept. It's not a realistic concept, such as like me drawing out like a new phone. It's very disturbing. I wouldn't so much say complicated. I have to find myself a better vehicle than this, even though this thing's kind of super dope. It's my favorite skin. All rustic and authentic. Yeah, multiverse type verse. Multiple universes and multiverses aren't really real. What they are is they're distinct separations from one society to another, in order to disestablish any wars, any uh any conflicts over technology, any conflicts over um all right, so best way I could put it is I got plagiarized for all my work. Half these pedophiles roamed around covering themselves up as me, and half the other people, and most of the other people weren't able to do the same thing. Like, it was almost impossible. Um, so they got separated by government entities in order to disestablish any conflicts, in order to disestablish the possibility of any conflicts in between them. Um, they shed light to this as to how they sent some of their bloodlines and whatnot back and forth. I hate lucid dream states with like major companies such as Rick and Morty, because they get on my. I mean, with major companies such as the people that drew Rick and Morty, because it doesn't go by their company. It doesn't go by like the main company name. It goes by the popularity piece's name, by what made them popular. And at this point, it would be Rick and Morty. So I mean, I've gotten thrown into a lot of their dream states as to how one of the episodes was created. One of the episodes in season one, after I stopped watching the show, I actually completely banned the show from my life because of all the dream states that they kept throwing me into, all the information they kept throwing me, because these are all people that are supposedly from my family and bloodline. Um, I'm infinity. I'm the eighth wonder of the world type setup. So I mean, like, I'm the eighth wonder of the world is technically like what I just now realized, but it's cool. So like inside LOL slash wouldn't that be dope, like slash it's reality slash I'm just downplaying it slash I'm just bored slash I'm gonna get plagiarized in a few days, so I'm just like making sure I don't get plagiarized for all my stuff. So whatever they do this, the episode is basically where they go around from society to society. I think it was before they started doing the purge, and it was based off of the people's different types of nipples. But yeah, shocking, annoying, and dumb. But that's how these companies work. I don't mind being out. If you go too fast, what do you mean? Like in 1,000 years? I mean, space travel and stuff of that nature is possible now. Hyperspeed, like all those supersonics, like the everything based off of like supersonic and breaking the speed barrier and the speed of sound and whatnot. All those concepts are real. They're just impossible. Or I mean, a lot of those concepts are real. They're just impossible to get the technology for. Creating a free flow bracket, a frictionless system, a zero G chamber with like a possibility of infinite physics being pushed through it without causing any catastrophic damage, stuff of that nature. I could almost see it. Breaking the dimensions is kind of different. UFOs technically do it. Technically, if I got into the whole spiel of everything that happened when I reverse engineered that UFO and how they got into my dream states and whatnot, so the main story that I sold to this one scholar, this lady that had like, I think she was like a teacher in like astrophysics and whatnot, and one of the things that I pointed out was what happened. Oh man, this bot's gonna end up dead for doing this. But I mean, I pointed it out down to a T. But whatever. So I was at my buddy's house. Steve Jobs had just died like a week or 2 weeks before that, due to the fact that I had met this group and I went over to their house. And I was I was bu- I was busy selling some wares. It's the best way I could put it, video game wise. That's why it just hit. I was busy selling some wares, and as I'm like texting my buddy, he's like, "Yeah, can you come over tomorrow and come over at like not at like, I mean like late at night, or I mean like basically at a certain time, like later in the day." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." He's like, "I live with this guy named Steve though. Like, he's like kind of cool. Works for Sony. He got the job from like hacking, and they like found him and whatnot." So whatever. So they long story short, Steve Jobs died that day. Died that night. That night after I had sent that text message, I guess Steve Jobs had died that night, like instantly, and it made sense because I had felt that vibe. I'd been using an Apple iPhone 4, and I had done the little I had done that little figure eight design that you have to do in order to calibrate your device as you're using the maps, because I was going somewhere or something, and it was just like a perfect figure eight. I'm like, whoa, that's eerie, that's shocking. Wake up the next morning, and I hear the news of Steve Jobs had just died as I'm like prepping to go to this guy's house. I'm like, well, that's crazy. Like, long story short, whenever I get into my dream state, I go to this guy's house. I'm dodging the cops for a while because they're like, whatever, they they were chasing some of my friends out of my neighborhood. Like, they would follow them out of my neighborhood. Or some of my acquaintances, sorry, they would follow some of my acquaintances out of my neighborhood. So I was like, all right, that's crazy, that's shocking. I don't know. He supposedly just had like cardiac arrest or died like overnight. Um, yeah, it was natural causes. It was something like natural causes, like cardiac arrest um, type death. But either way, so I'm like, all right, that's crazy. Oh shit, I forgot where I was going with this. Hold up, I just thought I have to find a weapon real quick, or some ammo, and then I just remembered I had this to deal with. Um, and then I blacked out, totally blacked out. Now I'm trying to recover where I was at. Give me a few seconds. Wait, what was I saying pertaining to this? Oh yeah. So the cops were following some of my clients, my acquaintances out of my neighborhood and whatnot. Um, as it happened, um, oh yeah. So I was staying at this guy's house in order to dodge the cops, just in case anything was happening. I ended up roaming around. Ended up staying at this guy's house a few weeks later, and as I'm staying there, I like sit on his couch one morning, and I just get thrown into this like lucid dream, like total astral projection. Like, I'm sitting on his couch, and it's like it's like I'm a device. Like, my eyes are like this screen device, and I just go from one game to another. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I go from looking at the couch in this big and this TV and a mirror right behind the couch. I mean, right behind the TV. I'm like looking at it, and all of a sudden I just get thrown into this like lucid dream to where I'm like talking to like some alien figures and whatnot. Like, actually, I didn't really see their figures. Can't really say much. It was like I was in a college type classroom, with the podium and everything too down in the center. Not likely. A lot of them would be executed for being a bunch of garbage, but most of these groups need to be shut down too. But oh man. But either way, so I get thrown into this dream state, and they're like explaining everything about the UFO, how it operates, how it moves, everything that I had basically already digressed or deduced. Everything that I'd basically already deduced. No, no! I tried getting out. Oh, that sucks. I tried getting out, but it was too late. That was legit. Uh. Wait, hold on. Let me read that. Let me read that message. That was so not funny. Oh, that's funny. Dude, I forgot I had that vehicle. I would have survived all their shots. What was I thinking? Fucking bullshit. This sucks. All right, so the way that you see your life, your premonition, that's considered a premonition because it's basically how you know your life is going to pan out and how it's going to happen. So, and it's based off of real facts and whatnot. So the way that you see it is the whole concept of you being an American citizen, being protected by the country, or being protected by the U.S. government and the country. So at that point, your rights are slightly different. So the dream world setup is the fact that that the way that the U.S. keeps us alive and stops most of this turmoil is from keeping people from one dream state to another. So they're never really in direct contact with each other. They're really just hallucinating, seeing each other, almost like the latest technology for virtual reality and augmented reality. What it basically is, it's a simplified frequency system that basically projects the images and everything to your brain, straight to your cerebral cortex or your neurostem, and it digresses the signal and makes it so that your eyes are technically your monitor, opposed to your opposed to having a device in front of you or having a VR headset. Your eyes are basically your monitor. It's just transitioning what it is. So you're going from real world to real world, from dream state to dream state. So every person, the basic the basic light waves that your eyes deduce into objects and everything of that nature has basically been rewritten and written so perfectly well that you don't see that you don't come into direct contact with half these people. So I mean, like, the reason that they did this is because a bunch of pedophiles roamed around raping society for centuries, and this is like what happens from war to war. This is how they go around causing more civil unrest and a bunch of crime and whatnot. So that whole concept is the fact that you're going to be going from one dream state to another, almost like at the world's end or whatever, that one movie with Tom Cruise and Edge of Tomorrow. Tom Cruise and that other chick that was technically from a bunch of plagiarist companies also. So I don't name them because they're trying to get into my network, which is through my history of watching some of these actors, such as Tom Cruise, Jim Carrey, Joaquin Phoenix. I forgot the other guy's name. Russell Crowe. That there we go. Like there was another guy that looks like Russell Crowe. Is why I think or not looks like him, but it's like very similar. Like Clive Butler. It's not so much that they look alike. They were popular for similar mediums at the time, or something of the sort. I was trying to remember. There might be the other guy, Gerard Butler. Oh yeah, Gerard Butler. But I was thinking of the other guy. But I mean, that's basically like the concept. So, Edge of Tomorrow is basically like the way the world works. Just dream state after dream state, revived after death. If you're worth a lot, such as like me, like let's say someone like bombed my house right now so fast that I wouldn't be able to like react to it. Since my brain waves and frequencies are still alive and still easily deduced and picked up, it's just that quick and simple to keep me alive, or at least like my energy and myself alive, to where the concept of death isn't even real. Because death happens so quick that the concept of death can't be real. It's like blinking. So as long as I blink right before that happens or right as it's happening, did I truly die? Did I just like perfectly match my timing to like that dimension that propels me into the next dimension, and I just reestablish the world as it was, just to avoid another petty squabble with a bunch of pedophiles roaming around with a bunch of garbage claiming to be opposite, or claiming to be each other, or vice versa type setup, claiming to be the other opposed to the person that they're claiming to be. Sorry, I have a severe hate for a bunch of Americans, right? I mean, a bunch of U.S. politics and policies right now. Hence the reason Trump finally got impeached. That's all due to the fact that my rights got violated. Oxygen's not poison, not breathing enough, and that stuff of that nature. That might be that fluctuation that you're thinking that's causing it to be as poison to your brain. That just means you don't breathe enough, and by the time you start breathing again, it might not be in your benefit, for your benefit. Sorry. Since I don't have the lobby music, this is kind of like humdrum, as boring as it gets. Hold on. 99%. Finally lost a percent. Wonder if I'm like waiting for it to recharge. I wonder if that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, that's normal though. I mean, not to say that it's like a good thing, but yeah. Man, this sucks. Alright, so the second these themed events change is when I figured it's going to change. For, in terms of Royale Pass points, it's 21st, still got 2 more days. I'll wait like 2 more days.